Okay, so the next part is we are going to quickly discuss about the vector straight lines. So vector straight lines, children, how do we get the vector straight line equation? So already in P4, you know, the vector straight line formula we use is R equal A plus lambda B, right? Can you all remember this in P4? Can you all define me what each of these people represent? Where A represents what? What does A represent in P4? A represents a, you should talk with me. A represents the position vector on the line. B represents the
Direction vector.
direction vector. Yes, for that. Direction vector. Lambda is simply a parameter.
Parameter.
And what does R represent? That is the most important thing.
Position vector.
The position vector of, can you be a little bit more specific? Position vector of what?
The general point.
General point of what?
The line.
General point of any coordinate. Any coordinate on your line. So now when you talk about a straight line, you may have millions of points. Outside of the line also you have many points, right? So this person here, this R here will calculate when you add A and lambda B, it adds up to give you values of R, where R will actually be what? A coordinate on your line. Okay, so coordinate, R is a coordinate. Position vector on the line. Okay, so that is the equation you learned in P4. That's the equation you learned in P4. But now over here, in F3, the equation that you are using is a little bit different. So look at this, Pata. They have given you, if you look at this equation here, they have marked the point A. The position vector is A. R is a general coordinate and O is the origin. So OA vector is A. Okay, so OR vector is R. Are you guys okay? And the direction vector of this line is B. Then can you all agree? Do you agree with this? AR cross B is equal to 0. Can you all understand why this AR vector, when you take the cross product with B, why it becomes 0? Does it make sense to you? AR vector. So you can see point A is the position on the line. R is a general coordinate actually. R is a general position vector. Okay, R is a general position vector on your line. So you can see the AR vector and the direction vector of B. These two guys are parallel, which means AR cross B is 0.
0.
Great. So AR vector can be written as minus A plus R, isn't it? A to R, A O O R. Minus A plus R or R minus A.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it. So this is the main equation that we are using. So in F3 we use equation of a line. So vector equation of a line right now. Vector equation of a line that we are using in F3 is R minus A cross B equals 0. So once again, the notations are very similar. A represents a position vector on your line. B represents the direction of your line.
Direction vector of your line.
R is a general
position vector on the line.
Okay. Wait. Okay, we'll continue quickly. And then this, of course, this is the main equation we use. This could be open, right? You could open it and write R cross B minus A cross B. And write R cross B equal A cross B. Sometimes in the past papers. And sometimes when you check in the past papers, children, you will see that they give the line in this format as well. So you just need to be prepared, whatever the format they give, this one or this one. So just be prepared, okay?
Which means the cross product of R and B is equal to the cross product of A and B.
A and B. Where R is a general coordinate. Anyway, we write.
Here. Don't send it.
Okay, and then A cross B, where A is a position vector, B is the direction vector. Okay, then the next thing is let's go. Okay. Okay, and then children, the example here, find the vector equation of the line through the points 1 minus 2 minus 1 and 3 minus 2 2 in the form R minus A cross B. So they have given you, for example, now these again, the methods that you use here are quite similar to the methods you use in P4 because they have given you 2 coordinates. They have not given you a direction vector of the line. They have given you 2 coordinates. So how can you use the 2 coordinates to generate a direction vector, children. So this is your line. They have given you two coordinates. Let's say this is coordinate A, this is say coordinate B. They have given you. So let's say OB, this is OA. They have
So
given
we
you
need
two
to find
coordinates.
AB.
So the direction vector will be AB.
Yeah.
Can you all understand? So you have to get the direction vector AB. Okay, and then you can use it into the formula R minus A cross B. So AB vector will be the cross B here. And R minus A, for R minus A, of course, you could use either 1, 2 minus 1, or you could use 3 minus 2, because both of them are position vectors on your line. So you could use any one. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because R minus A cross B, A is a position vector. For position vector, you could use 1, 2 minus 1 here, or 3 minus 2, 2, anything. Okay, into direction vector, of course, is the AB one. The AB vector is found here. But AB vector is equal to, I think you all know, AB vector is equal to B minus A, right? That shortcut, do you know that shortcut? AB vector is from A to B. You go from A to O, and then you go O to B. So this is A, I mean, you know, OA and OB are A and B linked. So when you come from, when you try to go AB, you have to go AO plus OB. So AO is minus A, OB is B, which ends up giving you B minus A. Is that okay? I'll move on to the next one. So this is a very important one. The next part that we are learning, the Cartesian equation of a straight line. Write that down, because that is a very important one. Cartesian equation of a line, of a vector line. So how do we write the Cartesian equation of a line, children? So the Cartesian equation of a line, the method that we do it is here, children. Can y'all can hear me, right? So let's say our position vector is A1, A2, A3, and our direction vector B is B1, B2, B3. Okay, so A is a position vector on your line, B is the direction vector on your line. So by Cartesian, so a Cartesian equation means what, children? And normally, what do you expect when you hear the word Cartesian? When you hear the word Cartesian, what do you expect to see? In P3, P4? Also, you remember Cartesian, I mean, when we use the word Cartesian, what are we going to work with? We are going to work with XY, right? So in this case, because it's three dimensions, you will be working with X, Y, and Z. Okay. So then the way you get your Cartesian line, the proof, I'm not going to do, even the proof is actually there in the book. Okay. So the way we get the line here is they use directly. Okay, so you can directly get here X minus A1 over, look at this, children, X minus A1 over B1 equal Y minus A2 over B2 equals Z minus A3 over B3. And all of this can be equal to lambda. I think the proof here is a little bit important, because I think I saw one question here and one or two questions in the paper with respect to this particular proof. Okay, just look at this. Okay, so let's look at this example, because in this example, they are showing you how you get this line. Show that. It's a show that, right? So shall we see how this line comes? Okay, just pay attention here, children. So they are saying a vector line has equation R minus 1, 2 minus 1 cross 4 minus 3, 2, which means this is R minus A cross this is the B. So basically, in other words, this is the direction vector, this is the position vector, this is the direction vector. So what are they doing here? So you have here R minus A cross B, and they say let R be equal to XYZ. Can you all see? Let R be equal to XYZ. So XYZ is a general coordinate on your line. And then what have they done here? And then what have they done here? They have actually taken the R is XYZ minus, here you have 1, 2 minus 1.
2 minus 1.
Cross 4 minus 3, 2. So they are actually showing you how to get the equation of the line. So basically, you end up getting here X minus 1, Y minus 2, Z minus 1, right? Cross product with 4 minus 3, 2. Are you okay with it, children?
Yes,
Are you okay with it? And then they have taken actually the cross product. Okay, they have actually, so they have taken the, okay, not the cross product, we are writing this down. So this is actually X minus 1 times I plus Y minus 2 times J plus Z minus 1 times K. So this cross product with 4I minus 3J plus 2K. You agree with this, right? I basically wrote this in terms of IJK. Cross product is there here still. The cross product is there here. Can you see? And you get here 4y minus 3j plus 2k. Are you guys okay with it? So what have they done here? Can you all see what they have done here? If the cross product of two non-zero vectors is 0, then one is a multiple of the other. Can you all see what they are saying here? If the cross product, okay, if the cross product of two non-zero vectors is 0, do you remember when does a cross product become 0? Isn't it z plus 1? Did I make a mistake here? Z plus 1. Where is it? Z plus 1? Yeah, z plus 1. I'm sorry. This should be z minus is z plus 1. Yes. Z plus 1. Yeah. Children, tell me, when does the cross product become equal to 0? At which instance do we, this is really important. Okay, this is a part that is tested in the exam. Okay, this is a part that's tested in the exam. Can you all please talk to me and tell me, when does the cross product become 0? Now we discussed this at the very beginning of the lesson. At what instance does the cross product become 0, children? We discussed both instances. The instance when the dot product becomes 0 and the instance when the cross product becomes 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buddha?
Yes, I said yes.
Yeah, what is it, Buddha? Can you tell me? When does the cross product become 0?
Cross product becomes 0 when they are parallel, right?
Very good. When they are parallel. When the two
Dot
vectors are
product
parallel.
becomes 0 when they are perpendicular.
Very good. Dot product becomes 0 when the vectors are perpendicular. So parallel. Okay, so basically these two vectors then, do you agree that these two are multiples of each other? Because parallel means for the, you know, if I take vector A and if I take vector 2A, these two are parallel, right? Vector A and 2A are parallel, isn't it? Because A is vector A and vector 2A are parallel, isn't it? The same direction.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, I mean, here, I mean, we can say vector A and vector lambda A because we don't know how many times it is. So basically what you can say is, because the cross product is 0, you could say that this vector, the first vector, what is it? X minus 1I plus Y minus 2J plus Z plus 1K. This vector is equal to some lambda times of the other vector because they are parallel. So when two vectors are parallel, so basically this means the cross product means these two guys are parallel. So to make two parallel vectors equal in M1, to make two parallel vectors equal, you could use a constant. To make the two parallel vectors equal, you can use a constant. And you all remember. And then what do we do with here? And simply we compare I, J, K. So when you compare I vector, when you compare the I component, you get here x minus 1 equals 4 lambda. Children, are you okay with it? When you compare J, you get y minus 2 equal negative 3 lambda. And when you compare the z vector, you get z plus 1 equal 2 lambda. Are you with me? And then here lambda equal to x minus 1 over 4. Here you get lambda equal y minus 2 over negative 3. Here you get z minus 1 over 2. So all of these guys are equal to this lambda, right? Everyone is equal to lambda, right?
Yeah. So we can
Now
like
you can-
equate them.
You can equate it to each other.
So that's the Cartesian.
That is the Cartesian equation. This is how it is derived. So this derivation is very important, children. How it came, and the way it comes. I mean, you can directly use it. So actually, the direct application here, I think you can see 1, 2 minus 1, which is the original position vector, has come on top. Okay, with the negative sign. X minus here, you can see 1. Y minus 2. Z minus 1. And at the bottom, you can see you have your direction vector 4 minus 3 2. Can you see? Can you see it has come? The position vector has come on the top of that. Can you see it? What I'm trying to tell you? The 1, the 2, and the minus 1 actually. Minus 1. I mean, there is another minus mark in front here. Z minus 1 only has become plus 1 here. Are you okay with it? And then 4 minus 3 2 is over here. This is important. You will be needing this in the exam. Sometimes when certain sums get stuck at a point, when you try to find they might give you the Cartesian equation and ask you to get something. I mean, like these theories, knowledge of this particular rule is very important. Okay. So basically, So basically, if you have position vector, as I told you earlier, if your position vector is a1, a2, a3, the position vector, and if your direction vector is b1, b2, b3, the Cartesian equation of the line can be given by x minus a1 over b1 equal y minus a2 over b2 equal z minus a3 over b3 equal, all of them are equal to lambda. And this is the Cartesian equation. And this is the theory. Are there any questions about this theory? Are there any questions about this theory?
Yes, yes.